Cloaked in the shadows.
This is going on forever, Amanda, this one, isn't it? So, yes, it's Andy N, Amanda Nicholson, Cloaked in the Shadows. We've still got the fantastic Jack Bowman with us, and we've just told Jack at the end of part 2, we're going to go a bit silly now in part 3, and a bit of fun now. But this will definitely be the last part, I promise you. Now, we're going to ask a word of Jack about imaginary filmmaking now, and listening into the audio form. Now, I've got a couple of films I want to see what Jack would feel if he had billions of pounds. What would he do? But I'm going to let Amanda go first. Have you got any films you want to ask?
Okay, so you only threw this question at me a minute
Yeah.
ago, but the one that sticks in my head that probably was more scary as a podcast than it was as a film would be Exorcist.
Ooh, interesting. How would I do that? Probably I would try and make that an unfiction piece, following like a recording of a priest who is just taping for his own education his experiences in exorcism, and he gets called into the house to deal with a possession victim, and it's all captured on tape as if it's found footage. That's how I do The Exorcist.
Yeah. Now, didn't we go to?
We did an escape room.
Yeah. Have you ever done the escape rooms, Jack? Have you?
Yes.
Yeah. We did one actually fairly. I think a year was it?
Yeah, we did the first one about a year ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago, whatever it was. We went with my sister and. Oh, this is chaos. This was. It was me, Amanda, my sister, her husband, my brother, and one of Louise's mates were sisters, and we were hopeless. I was in a possessed room. We had this exorcist box giving you like clues and stuff. We damn fucking good.
But the bit telling us not to touch the table because it could fall apart. So we didn't know if that was a hint. Like, should we touch the table or should we not touch the table?
Yeah, that's why I remember you mentioning it. And yeah, it was similar in the way to that. I think you do a much better job on it. Definitely.
Oh, thank you.
Right,
so that's the way I do The Exorcist. Yeah.
I've got a sound film. Okay.
Go.
I would love to know, how do you approach Nosferatu? Which obviously people are wondering, he's coming out as a remake.
Again, I think the same approach. We would take the screenplay. We would absolutely jettison the any thoughts about the iconography or the sort of what you associate with the visual version of it. And we would strip it back and start building dialogue out of the silent screenplay and the directions and the setting. The big thing for me, like we've done London After Midnight, one thing I was really struck with when I first read the script was the way I sort of interpret sound, and where good script triggers that response in me as I start visualizing it. And I think the thing I would want to get across with Nosferatu is, just like with London After Midnight, these are black and white, they are moody, they carry a visual tone. And can we do that hourly through character dialogue, through sound design, through pacing and approach? If you listen to London After Midnight, you'll see what I mean. We have to give this sense of dread that is hanging over the whole thing. And I think that's what those black and white silent movies excelled at. The iconography gives you the shivers, the shadows, the lighting, the feel, and the vibe of starkness. So that's what I would punch for if we were doing Nosferatu.
Yeah, and I do. I'd love to see it, but anyway, that's just me being in person. But yeah, okay. Let me ask you then. Ask you yourself: is there any sort of films in who knows what worlds? What would you like to make be a major passion project that probably will never get made?
Well, here's the thing. I'm hopeful that the one I want to do will happen because I've been asked twice about it. It is a comic book property. It is DC, I will say that. And there are 3 spec adaptations sitting on my hard drive right now. And I think in the current climate, this might give it away, I think it is the most important comic book you could adapt for the world right now. And it has been a film in the past. So,
yes.
But beyond that, I mean, like there are other things that what would I always wonder, what would a Ghostbusters audio
Wow. Yeah.
sound like, you know, it's because that has got fantastic sound design, so it's got all those short, you instantly know the sound of a proton pack firing up. And imagine doing that as an immersive 3D audio movie where, and it could be a chamber piece, it could be a Ghostbuster locked in a basement having to hunt down one ghost in an abandoned building. Doesn't have to be particularly big or epic. So you know, a lot of the time people do throw, you know, IPs at me and say, how would you do this, how would you do that? So I normally I just, you know, and it's the same with books as well. I will go away and I'll think about it, and I'll think about how many different approaches to audio storytelling are there, which one matches best, and then from there we see if we can make it happen. I mean, another example quickly is that someone said to me, oh, you know, I might know the Wes Craven estate, and you know, I believe they've still got the rights to Freddy, so could you do Freddy as a podcast? And I went, yes. Here's my pitch. Every episode opens up as a wellness podcast, encouraging you to relax and fall into a sleep.
Brilliant.
Bam! And then you begin. Then you're in the dream zone, battling Freddy.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah, that one. It turned out we couldn't do. So I'll share that one. If someone steals it, copyright Jack Bowman. Just credit me as producer. You know, but yeah, that was my idea. But it's about being, you know, the sense of being playful. So we did War of the Worlds, for example, as Dead London, which was kind of like a field recording, you know, piece, which then gravitated into audio drama as the story moved on. But yeah, I mean, you can do so much with sound, dialogue, and audio. And it's so much more freeing and creative and playful that, you know, you can shift tones and genres without the audience even realising.
Yeah, somebody says you're right. Said before, it's been fascinating because I knew a bit about radio and audio drama, but not the level you do. You've learned something like that as well. Now, it's not wrapping up anyway, but obviously, when I do with the podcast, spoken level, I always like to ask the people speaking to, what plans do they have next? What can you reveal? That's really good, you, because I know, you've watched that.
Coming up, dear listener, episode 4. So next on the horizon, like I say, we've been developing. Around London After Midnight, first of all, we did a audio sitcom pilot through the Content is Queen grant program, which, for listeners, if you're into audio drama, that is open for applications again now. They give you money to make things. And it doesn't have to be drama, it could be non-fiction as well. So we did Bin Juice, which is a pilot written and co-written and created by Emma Tyndall, which is very on point, hilariously funny. And all the cast are, of course, half my age, so the grandpa's there in the corner helping out.
They're half your age, Jack. I've got the grandpa to them, mate.
Sure. We've got season 2 of Little Baby Bum and season 2 of Lullaby to come. I think I can say that. And on top of that, Unsinkable has been sitting on the shelf. We're just waiting for a few things to clear up in the US, so that can come out. Which is that big war drama I mentioned in part 1 or part 2.
All that time in part 1, yeah.
Yeah, sure. And Paul Fox from Emmerdale. Anyway, Paul Fox is rebooting his Paranormal podcast, so he's asked me to be involved with the production of that in the new year. And on top of that, we've got, like I say, we've had this series in development for a long time. Everyone loves the concept. It's Spy-Fi. Like, it's been around every network, every platform. They think it's brilliant, but for some reason we just can't get them to say yes. So we've decided to plow on, get it shipshape and ready for production, and then we'll go back around, and that's the next one Kenton and I really would like to make. Oh, and on top of that as well, next year's Halloween release may already be in my inbox, so I need a bit of time to sit down and read 8 episodes of a new piece by a brilliant writer I worked with before called Richard Appleby. And I'm sure, and Shaman's Tears. I'll get in trouble with Lance if I don't mention that. That's something we keep coming close to getting into production. If you know Mike Grell, the Warlord, John Sable Freelance, he wrote for Green Lantern during the 1970s. In the 90s, he created an independent comic book called Shaman's Tears about a Native American superhero. And it's still to this day very, very timely. And Lance is out there, building the package to get it made. It's going to be a fantastic piece. And I'll be coming in for season 1 of 3. And then at the end of season 1, I'll have been training up a co-director and producer of Native American heritage to take over and take the show forward. So there's a lot on my plate at the minute. I just don't know how it's all slotting together. So,
yeah. What do you think to answer that? What's the word? Sleep?
That's what I was wondering. Do you want to get sleep?
I got 4 hours before today because again, like an old acting friend who is a known actor just got in touch and said, and said, oh no, I've got some pictures, and it was like we're up to 2 a.m. sifting through them and sending them out and firing them off. So at the minute there's a lot out there. It's just up to the universe where it all gets aligned and what drops in next. So there's a lot ahead. And we got London After Midnight to sell. Please buy London After
we have.
Midnight.
People wondering that sounds on. You better tell people when it's out, Jack, and where they can hear and get it now. Doing that just a reminder.
So you can pre-order the digital movie version and the physical media from www.londonaftermidnight.co.uk. That takes you to our Bandcamp page. We will release the digital version. Now we've decided in literally the last 2 hours that it will come out on the 25th of October. So you've got a few days running up to Halloween to enjoy it over and over again. And the Fable and Folly podcast version will come out around Halloween as part of Midnight Matinees, as produced by Lance Roger Axt.
Brilliant. It's been a pleasure today, Jack. Really, really enjoyed
Thank you.
And I know Amanda has as well, so it's been an absolute pleasure. We'd love to have you back on here again, mate. We'll try and get you back on for next Halloween to talk about this top secret project at the moment, the 8-parter. So we will.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
No, that's been a pleasure today, mate. So hang around anyway, so we need to catch up brief off mic anyway. So thank you, Amanda.
Yeah.
And thank you, Jack. It's been a delight and a pleasure today. I've really enjoyed this. All 3 parts of it as well. So, right. Hey, take care, guys and girls. We will see you all.
Cloaked in the shadows.